think we're good. Let's do not walk in front of the cameras. Thank you. You can sit there. Alrighty. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me load this up so I can see chat. And then we'll be good, okay? Oh, need to invite myself. Hello, hello. How is everybody? Been waiting to see this. Awesome. I know with all the delays, it might be a long shot, but I'm hoping for maybe a higher resolution screen upgrade at some point. It is bigger. So just for all intents purposes, here is a Google Pixel 7 Pro right up against it. Or let's see. Most of you guys use Sunlu, so here's some Sunlu ABS resin. Okay, that's pretty close to it, I'd say. So tall, but not too tall. Let me load me into here, and I will. Where do we get to sit, Akuma? You guys can sit along next to me. All right, let me share this out so I can get it. All right. And just for reference, this is a mini Akuma that is at 50 millimeters. Okay. You guys probably can't really see him, but he's there. Oh, and I had to buy this too because that was too good not to. So, yeah. You wanna read chat for me? You could scooch up closer and read chat over on TikTok there if you want. So let me get myself into here really quick. Yeah, I have the OBS spot going. By the way, if you guys are wondering what camera I'm using, it's a OBS Bot Tiny 2, and it is really, really cool.
Someone said, I was wondering if you bought that just for the video.
I did just buy that for the video, yes. I bought just this for that quick video. Will I do more with it? Maybe, but I highly doubt it. I literally bought that just for that. And that's why it has taken me a day to get it going. All right, let me bring myself back up here. You know what? Stop mic and cam. And then we're just going to throw myself in here. Device not connected. There. But we're just going to bring it in here just for chat purposes. Hold on. Comments. There we go. Okay. Hey, what's up? What's up? How's it going, guys? All right. So, without further ado, let's give this a couple more minutes so people can get in here and see what's going on. We are live streaming on multiple platforms, so if you guys aren't following over there, please, that would be awesome if you can. We are on the Akuma Mods Facebook page, the 3D Printing for Noobs Facebook page, my personal Facebook page, YouTube under Akuma Mods. We are on TikTok under Akuma Mods, and we are on Twitch as Akuma Mods _, and we are also on Twitter as well. So, Yeah, we have quite a few people on there. So, what's up, Tor? How's it going? Apex can print a temporary travel case for it. Yeah, in like a couple minutes. I have to take your suggested print off of there, Ben. I still have the articulated stuff on there. So I had to quit my 3D printing business for a bit because I've had my mom in the hospital. Sorry to hear, man. But you know what? Priorities. That's a priority I definitely take over as well. So look at that, a man of pixel culture. Am I a man of pixel culture? I don't know. Sepsis and I was a touch go bit for a bit, but she's getting better. Fair enough. No, that's perfectly fine, man. So excited to see this, right? Let's like I said, we'll give it one more minute. Okay. I just want to see and make sure everybody's in here. I'm seeing everything. You got yours, cool. Yes. So technically this is a pre-ship unit. I am still just like the rest of the backers on this product. I ordered 5 of these. This is technically a 6th that was given to me. So I have 6 units that I will be getting in total. 5 with a wash and cure, and just 1 by itself, as far as I know. I could be wrong. They could be sending me a wash and cure with this. We'll see. But yeah, it's going to be a pretty fast unboxing, so that's why I'm giving it a little bit of time, because it's literally going to take me a minute to set this all up. You ordered 2? See, exactly. So I'm just like the rest of you guys. I think I don't even remember what backer number I am, but I'm sure I'm just expecting it in August, or to be shipping in August. So one thing I want to make clear that a lot of people get wrong with Kickstarter, okay, is even though they say that they're shipping in August, that means what it's going to happen is it's going to be shipped from their docks in August, and it's going to be slow boated in for another 2 weeks. Okay, so if they ship at the end of August, that means you will probably not even see your unit until maybe the end of September. Maybe. So just wanted to give you guys some clarity, because so far all the Kickstarters that I've dealt with, that's exactly how it's been. They expect everybody to get it at X date, but it actually comes out on Y date. So it is a very long time. Yes. All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this bad boy unboxed. I probably could have just pulled the tabs on these, but whatever. So one thing I absolutely love about this project was the packaging that they did with this. They went above and beyond for this little tiny printer, and it made my day, and I'm sure it made a lot of people's day. I love it so much. So it looks like everything is stuck on there. So let's see if we can it just pops right off. All right, you guys ready? You ready for the money shot? Da 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 da. Wow, that is really, really nicely packed. So, oh God, why is it zoomed in? Why is it zoomed in? Why are you zooming in? No. My apologies for that. Having technical difficulties. We do not want to have tracking on. No motion tracking on. Standard. Get off. All right. So you didn't really miss much. So all we did was just go da 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 da. That's all we did. But yeah, here's the inside of it. So it is very, very well packed. It has 4-way little paddings on it, and then it has padding all on the top. It even has padding around this little like case that they have on the bottom of the pallet too. Let's zoom this out a little bit so we can love the replay. Let's see that in instant replay. Here, so you guys can see my beautiful place. Sorry, I'm still getting used to this little camera here. So this is what we're using on this. Total product placement, by the way. The OBS bot Tiny 2. It's a little AI camera, and unfortunately, I forgot to turn off the little setup there. So this does come with a USB-A to USB-C cable, and everything else is just kind of stuck to here. So this is all glued in. So this pallet, this pallet actually is stuck to the little box here. I'm sure you could get it off if you really wanted to, but I'm almost positive one of the ones that I'm going to get, it's just going to stay in the box just because it's that cool. But here it is in all of its little TinyMaker glory. And it's actually it's a pretty hefty machine, I must say. Look at this. This is so cute. The palm-sized resin printer. Totally impractical, but absolutely necessary, in my opinion. I don't think anybody will actually use this for its intended purpose. It's just here to have as an absolute gem of a like art piece, in my opinion. But I'm going to utilize it as much as I possibly can, just because it is so funny. I got so many funny little things to do here. So, yes, so that was one of the things that really set me off looking into this, was the fact that you can use a power bank. And I don't remember if I still have a lipstick power bank, but I know I bought one. But either way, we're so this is essentially a lipstick style battery power. This is more for like a gimbal setup. I got this for my Rebel point scanner. So you plug it in and it's extra battery so it can, do what it needs to. But don't break it. I'm hoping I'm not. And yes, I will be getting with Bullet brand to make screen protectors for this if we absolutely needed to. Okay, so hood off. We have two little bits of tape holding the build plate down into the vat. This is very nicely packaged, by the way. I like that they packaged this very, very well so far. Someone said perfect for a D&D set. It is perfect. So that was one of the things my buddy Ben, It's Boy in Space, you guys know who he is. He kept on saying that, and I was like, that is absolutely true. It is perfect for that setup where, you go to a D&D night, and you're sitting there and you're like, oh, dude, I created this new character, but I forgot to print them. Here comes the TinyMaker. Now, I don't know how fast the TinyMaker is, but we're gonna test it out for sure. How many liters does it take? That probably holds like 30 milliliters, if that. So, right. All right, here is the teeny build plate. I don't even know what to compare this to. Like, this is ridiculously small. Yeah, but like, here, I have a Lego figurine that was driving my little forklift here. Oh, here, you know what? 50 millimeter Akuma? Is he just as tall? Oh my God, he's just as tall as the build plate. So I could essentially print my mini Akuma at 50 millimeter. By the way, that is available on Cults 3D if anybody wants to download it, because apparently it's a thing going around to print me and have me as your printer guardian. Anyway, so let's see here. We do have the buttons on the front here, and then We have the vat screws. Let's see. It looks like it's got a vat cover on it, which is kind of cool. I was not expecting that. So that is really cool. It's got a vat cover on it, a really nice cover. Like, so that, yeah, that's really cool because you can actually have different. You could do hot swapping of vats, which is really, really cool. And it, I know it's a. Wait, is this encased inside of this? Oh, they did this right. So there is a max fill line on here. Actually, there's a little sticker on it. And I thought, oh no, this is going to get rubbed off. But actually, the way that the vat is designed, the the sticker is inside of the vat. Actually, it's really cool. So like it's wedged in between where the gasket is for the vat.
So what's that? Is this the picture we were talking about yesterday?
Yes, absolutely. This is the TinyMaker, literally the TinyMaker. And then here's the little tiny LCD screen. Look at that thing. That is so small. We're definitely going to need a screen protector for this. And it looks like it's got a nice like build area that we could just take this in one shot and get a perfect perfect build area. We do have a little tiny Z end stop. Sorry, couldn't think of that. Looks like we have a fan to cool the light source on this. We have Kickstarter special. TinyMaker has come to life because of you. Aw, isn't that sweet? And then our little board with the chip, the processor chip on it. I don't know what chip it exactly has. I can kind of see. Oh, it's got an ESP32. Okay. And it does utilize USB-C. So without further ado, let's check this out. Now, they did tell me that there are some models loaded on this printer, but I don't know how long they're going to take. So we're gonna take a look. I think I have some open bottles of resin that I can use. Did I name it? Yeah, it's just its name is Tiny. Tiny 1, Tiny 2. Banana for scale. Unfortunately, I don't have a banana for scale. All right. So the $1 million question that I had was, how do I put this on here? So this little yellow or orange piece, sorry, is the handle for the build plate, so you can handle it. I mean, it's so teeny, man.
Instead of a banana.
Is that how this goes on?
And instead of a banana, you could take a CD for scale.
Right.
Or.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I see the mechanism that they did. So it has a flat plate that sits on the build plate, and it's a compression system. So, so this lever is kind of like how a normal resin printer is, but it's lower. So normally the top screw, you would screw that down and it would compress it from the top. Well, the screw goes all the way through a post and compresses the build plate onto the screw. And there's a little hole on the center here to lock it into place. Oh my God, somebody actually knows what they're doing. That is a first of a first I've ever seen, where there's a locking mechanism and there's actually a hole to seat the locking mechanism. This is something that I've told people several times is needed in resin printing, because then you can make a locking mechanism and then you can make a rotating arm and stuff like that. So that's really, really cool. And I was told that this was pre-leveled from factory. I don't know if all the units are going to be like that, but we'll see. I do like that they have that, though, that extra stuff. So without further ado, let's get this all set up. LTT banana, right? Any idea when they're shipping to other backers? So they sent out all the information to everybody on the group, I believe it was, to show when the shipping dates were for what backers. So like I don't even know what backer number I am, but I'm just expecting mine in August. I think I'm a little bit lower but I'm just still I'm gonna expect it in August. So, all right, so we're plugged in. They did say that we suggest a 5 volts at 2 amps. Now, if you use a battery pack, that should be perfectly fine. I don't know how much power this has. It says 4 bars, but I have no idea how much power. And we are turned on here. So we do have some settings here that says print. Can we go left here? Oh, there we go. So to move left and right, you do the up and down. I don't know exactly what this button does, but we'll figure that one out. So we have print, we have maintenance, and we have settings. So let's go into settings. So we have layer height is at 0.10. So I think that's double layer height. The base exposure is at 35, regular exposure is at 14 seconds. So I say that because if I remember correctly, these are RGB screens. We're taking it back old school when I started with resin printing. So your print times are going to be double, if not triple, what they normally are. Base layer is set at 2, transition at 5, slow distance. Okay, everything's good. Back to default. Okay. Oh, okay. So I see what the back button is. That's actually to back out of the thing. So we do have options to level the build plate, move the build plate, and they have a clean vat function. What? That's crazy. Hey, thought you were reading chat.
Is it to make mini Akumas?
Absolutely. I can make mini Akumas on demand. No, so this is going to print whatever I feel I need necessary. It's mostly going to be printed with miniatures. I would take it, but we're gonna try some cool stuff with it for sure. We're gonna take it to the edge and back. But again, obviously, it's meant for miniatures because like this is your build volume. So look, this is a 50 millimeter Akuma, right? So let's put them directly on the build plate. That's pretty much maxed out, in my opinion. I mean, I could probably go to 70 millimeter. I think that's what the build volume is. Let's see, it says right here. On the back of the box is actually all the specs because I can never remember that. So it says the build volume is 1.2 inch, 1.6 inch by 2.12 inch. Why you guys got to do that to me? Why can't you just put it in millimeter? Oh, there it is. There's millimeter. Yeah, so the build volume is 54 millimeter that it says. So yeah, 54 millimeter. Anyway, so we do have some files on here. Let's go ahead and see if it shows us. So it says we got a hammer, a tooth, a cabbage dog, a flower ring, a goblin art. So we have 4 files. So you guys let me know what is our first file to print. Are we going to do some teeth or a tooth, a singular tooth? Are we going to do a cabbage dog? I have no idea what that is. Cabbage dog, a flower ring, which I'm guessing is a little miniature ring, or a goblin arch. I kind of am interested to see what the goblin arch is, but I'd like to know what you guys are, the majority of you people. I got chat here. Oh, I just need chat on TikTok. Okay. I would try an Akuma guy. He'll be next. Okay. I just want to do some small models here. Okay, so we have cabbage. So cabbage is winning so far. We got goblin.
We have 3 goblins.
3 goblins. Okay.
Someone said a tooth. And yeah, that's
Okay. So with that being said, then it looks like goblin is the win. Yep, we have goblin who is the winner. All right, so trying to see what resin I have here. I don't want to do orange. I don't want to do clear black. You know what? We got some new stuff. We got some standard clear resin from this company that we can do as I drop things. Thanks, Captain. Okay, let's give it a little shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. I'm actually going to remove the build plate because it's hard to get this in here with the build plate on here because this is a weird bottle.
Someone said a mini Akuma cowboy hat.
A mini Akuma mods, a cowboy hat for the mini Akuma? I can see about designing one.
All you need is like a half sphere, a flattened cylinder, and then you need it's easy to make.
Okay, so yeah, literally like maybe 20 grams of resin or milliliters, whatever, to put in here. Very, very small amount.
Someone said
this is where I need a syringe. I actually do have syringes. Thank you for reminding me. I gotta get them out of the box though.
So someone said I'm getting blunt syringes and I don't really trust my resin pouring skills.
Yeah, because I do have them because I use them all the time for other stuff. Hold on, they're well, I don't need it anymore, but whatever. All right. Without further ado, let's click on this. We're gonna hit next. Processing files. Please wait. My curiosity is how loud is this thing? Okay, so the layers is. Give me 1 second here. So it's 331 layers. It is 33 millimeters tall, and it's going to take us 2 hours. So we're going to try and do some speed settings on this, but before I do that, I definitely need a screen protector because I don't want to destroy the machine. So expect to have some Akuma Mod speed settings, just like I've done for the other resin printers in the area. But we're definitely going to have to speed up that time for sure. So, all right. So we are starting. And it is going. That lead screw is literally just a screw. That's how small that thing is. That is insane. So yeah, it says 2 hours here. I'm hoping that this battery lasts that long. It should. It's not taking much, but we are gonna put this back on here.
Too small for it. For sure.
I'll be honest, I don't think that's going to be any of a problem for anybody. So, all right, so let's go back into chat here and just see what anything we missed. Working with the company of my Delta printer to work out bugs like G code and the other things for my Delta printer. Awesome, right? It's so adorable. It's so cute, guys. I love it. Now you can print replacement carriage bearings. Yeah, you probably can. I mean, it's going to take a couple hours, but you know, if you're working on it,
I mean, you could print Lego pieces more efficiently on that.
it's really tiny. I think it's smaller than the Light 3D. You know what? I was looking at the Light 3D, and I think because of how bare bones it is, because I don't think I think the new Light 3D actually has an LCD panel on front, but the original Light 3D I think was smaller than this. But not by much, because if I remember correctly, somebody was telling me about it, and I looked up. So, here, why don't you grab my phone so we can bring TikTok a little closer and be a little more intimate with our friends in TikTok here. What's up, Brad? How's it going? Sorry, my moderator right there wasn't doing his job for anything. Here, should we zoom in here? Watch out.
Yeah,
Let's zoom in here. There we go.
Here's a book for scale.
Why? Why did you do that?
I just don't like it.
Here's an Akuma for scale. A 50 millimeter Akuma for scale.
About 3 times the size.
Right? It does look like a tiny arcade system. Totally does.
Yeah. It looks like one of those ball dropper games.
Am I going to print the tiniest of U's? I could do that. Itty bitty little burners, right? The bottle of resin is bigger, right? This is a kilogram bottle of resin. It is what? Probably another 20 millimeter taller, maybe 30 with the cap, which is that's hysterical. Here's a Creality resin that's like the Arion resins. This is pretty much on par with a 500 gram, right there. So if you bought yourself a 500 gram, you're probably going to be good for quite some time on this thing. Let's see here. And look, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I didn't buy this to have an actual real printer. This was literally like, I just saw this and I was like, this is a great thing to have on my desktop just to print little tiny things. And I'm definitely going to be bringing this to work while I'm printing stuff for sure, because I think it's just hysterical. So I can't wait. Oh, it is lifting. One of your friends is watching?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's see. That is so small but cute. So apparently they have bottles of resin, but if they don't, I'm going to buy a bottle of resin because they make 130 milliliter bottles of resin. Hold on. Where did I put that? I had some nanopolymer tech stuff around here the other day that I was messing with. And
no idea. Didn't even know you had that.
Yeah, I don't remember where I put it, but it's somewhere around here in the sea of mess. But anyway, I'm gonna buy a tiny bottle of resin so I can put some resin in there and basically carry it with me. How much is a TinyMaker? So currently, I don't think it's I think you still can get it through their website. I think they're still selling through Indiegogo. But originally, I don't know what their price is now, but originally for the Kickstarter, it was $100, and that included the printer and a wash and cure. However, the wash and cure had some issues with the turntable, I guess, so they delayed that a little bit. So they are still working on that. And that's one of the things that I know made people a little weary about this company, but obviously they are finally fulfilling the destiny of what it is. 2 years later, this project has been in the works. But totally worth it. I absolutely love it. It's everything that they said it was going to be, and then some so far. We'll see how it prints. That's the other $1 million question. But yeah, right. It's got a little micro SD card right here, and it is ginormous. I think it's the size, the build plate is the size of 4 micro SD cards, if I'm not mistaken. Right? Should have had the bottom teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini, right? The print head keeps going off the build plate, so I emailed them. I've sent them screenshots and videos of the problem, and they said they want to work with me to improve other versions of it. Good to hear. Does the price fit the size? Absolutely. This is $100 for a printer and a wash and cure. So this is absolutely worth it, in my opinion. Even if I don't have the wash and cure for $100, to have a portable printer with you. Nobody can say that. Nobody can literally say, hey, don't worry, I got you, and just whip out a mini resin printer and just start printing. Like, and then there's going to be a satchel with it so you can carry it with wherever. Like, I don't think you guys understand the shenanigans that I have planned for the videos, much like the whole forklift video that I did with this thing. If you guys did or did not see that on TikTok with this forklift that I bought, like, I don't think you really understand here. Yeah, here's a tiny Diny, the tiniest of Dinies right now. Standard Feb sheet would last a long time, 100%. Like, you can get an old school Feb sheet, and that would last you a very long time, because I think you could probably get 6 cuts off of a 6-inch screen off of this. So, printer only needs a shot glass of resin, literally. How much was it? So, like I said, this was $100 for the kit. It was the wash and cure and the printer. This one was sent to me to do a review on, though. $100, you will spend more at McDonald's feeding the family. Absolutely. What's up, Mike or Viking? How's it going? Tripod? What's happening? Are we printing? We are starting a print right now. So again, like I said, this is older tech. So this isn't a monochrome screen. This is an RGB screen. So things are going to be double, if not triple, the print time of what they normally are. So just keep that in mind. So as we were going through this, I don't know what this print is set at, but the stock settings are set at 14 seconds for the normal exposure. Now, the bottom exposure is still set at 35. That's fine. That's just to stick it to the build plate. So back in the day, we used to use 50, or at least I used to, but you can definitely go lower. And 35 will be perfectly fine, because it's not like we're printing anything of a substantial weight on this thing anyway. As for sound, all I hear is a fan. That's it.
Sounds like a computer.
And it's a very, very low sounding fan. You know, for all you Noctua boys, you can probably upgrade to a Noctua and make it silent. Or who's the other one? It's not Noctua. It's not Winsun. Oh, I forgot the other. There's another fan that's not Noctua, but they are insanely quiet and they are really nice fans. It is USB powered. So right now we're using a gimbal power setup. This is its power supply. So it uses 5 volts at 2 amps. And that's the other thing. It's fully like portable. That's the thing about this. That's one of the things that sold me about it, was the fact that you can literally take it anywhere. And then the fact that they made a miniature wash and cure station for it, I was like, this is the coolest thing I have ever seen. Absolutely, 100%, without a doubt, impractical for daily usage. But you could get daily usage out of this and still have a fun time. I mean, you never know. It'll be very interesting. So, what's up, Tor? How's it going? But for $100, can also get a 6-inch 4K resin printer now if you find a good deal. Absolutely. So, like, I have the what is it that I was going to say? Elegoo. The G-Tech LK, which was $100, and it's probably 3 times the size of this, maybe 4 times, and it's a small resin printer, but it's not portable. You still need a power source, like a plug-in power source, to print stuff on it. This is literally portable. I take this little power supply that, you know, you carry with your phones and everything, put this in a backpack. I can cover the resin vat with this so it doesn't spill all over the place. Take it out, put the build plate in there, and start printing while I'm at Starbucks enjoying my little coffee and, you know, blogging about the day, because, you know, that's what we all do nowadays, right? That's what makes this stand out. So, what's up, Mr. Borio? How's it going, Maker Man Nexus? Yeah, I can literally bring it anywhere I want. So impractical, but I want it. Exactly. That is exactly what I did. And I bought 5 of them. Why? Because we're going to do a giveaway. Yeah, that's right. And whether or not TinyMaker wants to sponsor some giveaways, we'll see about that. I'm not holding my breath, but that would be cool. But I definitely want to do a giveaway for one of these for sure. But we'll have the wash and cure as well. It'll be a full set, and maybe I'll go out and buy a battery bag for it, and that way you guys, you just unbox it and you have a fully portable printer. So I've never used a resin printer. I have several FDM printers. It looks interesting. Oh, it absolutely is. And even though this is slow, this is at 30 millimeters solid print, and it's going to take us 2 hours. So that's pretty fast, even for some old school technology. Has it got restarted if you lose power? I don't know. Most resin printers don't have a power failure function, but this is a little more open source than resin printers are, so it might. I'm not going to test it right now. We'll test that off of the live stream. So on the Indiegogo website, British pounds, printer, and wash and go. Okay. Printing whilst you're driving. You literally can. Thought I would go print something over the lid to stop the sun to getting to it. The lid doesn't look very UV protective. All right, let's talk about that. So, you guys want to see about UV protective? Let's challenge that, okay? You got to move out of the way. I can't see. Thank you. So, here, let's bring you guys up here a little bit. All right. So, I have a UV LED, okay? Quite ridiculous. This is all UV LEDs. All right, just to show you. All right. So, let's go ahead and test that theory. I'd say that's pretty good. It's not terrible.
From a distance, it's pretty good. But if it's up close,
Nah, I don't think it really blocks it, to be honest. It looks like it doesn't go through, but I still see the UV. Like, okay, if I put it under a different style hood, I don't usually see like the UV coloring of the light, whereas this one I do. So it looks like it might, but not enough if it does. So, but yeah, you can. I mean, you can literally print your own hood if you're that worried about it, and just put a little window right here. Like that's what you can do. Like most of us have bamboo printers, right? How long would a hood take? Like maybe a couple hours, if that. And the thing is you could do it multi-material, so you can put some clear PETG, make a hood out of PETG, and then make a clear box in the front here so you can see your print out of clear PETG. Name and price point, please. So this is the TinyMaker. This is the smallest resin printer on the market, as you can see by my hand. And they were selling these for $100, and you get a wash and cure with that. This is just a test unit, so they just sent the resin printer, and it is packed insanely well. So, no, I was not going to shine it at the vat. No way. Awesome. I'm backer like 1285, so I'll get mine in like a year. Probably. How long did it take to put together the kit? So it's already put together. This, even though it's a, what do they call that? An outsource or a whatever. It's all put together for you. So then have people send you videos of them using it in strange places, right? That's exactly what I'm planning on doing with it. Mm-hmm. Once you start resin printing, you won't go back. I 100% agree. I mean, look at me. I mean, I'm having a great time, guys. Hello, I should be in the next shipment group. I really look forward to the shipment. So again, for you guys that are actually backers of this project, know this. If they say they are shipping in July, expect your product to be there by, at the earliest, end of August. Why do I say that? Because they have the entire month to ship out and say, yes, we ship this on the 31st of July or whatever, the end of the month. And then it gets slow boated over here from China, which usually takes about 2 weeks. It might be a little bit more with all the crap that's going on because I work in logistics and my company is a worldwide shipping company. So I know everything that's going on, and there's some stuff going on in that area that's making container ships having a lot of problems with stuff, and they have to go around different areas. So just FYI, it might be a little bit longer. So don't go on the group being like, where's my product? You guys will get it, okay? I took this in a stance of, I put money into this. If they get a product, I get a product. If I don't, I don't. I knew full well that I was not expecting anything out of it because that is exactly what Kickstarter is. You are backing an idea with the possibility of getting a gift afterwards. That is it. There is no guarantees on shipping times or anything like that. Products, shipping times, nothing. So I did not back the Orange Storm Giga, and I'm kind of glad that I didn't. To be in all honesty, I don't have a place for the Orange Storm Giga. And I said it from day one, if I was going to back the Orange Storm Giga, it would have one job and one job alone, and that would be to make unique furniture. That's it. That's all it would do. It would not print anything else unless somebody was willing to pay a ridiculous amount of money for the product, whatever it may be. But that was going to be its main point if I did get it. But I definitely don't have room in my studio, my basement. Okay. Anyway, remember, folks, hit that thumbs up. Absolutely, hit up the thumbs up. If you guys aren't following, please go ahead and follow on all the socials if you're here. Every little bit helps, but it's not needed, but much appreciated. So, good evening, you amazing person. Oh, thank you. Good evening back, you amazing person. Requires a forklift to unpack. I had to do that. It was too good. I saw it and I was like, I need to do the unboxing on that. So you do see a mini Akuma in the reflection, right? But you also see a mini Akuma right there. He's overseeing what's going on here. So he's making sure everything's good. He's micromanaging me. Test with some glow reactive material. You're talking about like the UV. You can get. Oh, I guess I could put some on a bag or something and put the UV on it, but we'll try that in a little bit. Or just drop a paper bag over it. Yeah, you could do that too. But again, this does come with a satchel too when you buy it. So if you're worried about sunlight, just throw it in the satchel and start printing with it. Like it'll just be sitting there. Or, maybe I can see about getting a custom bag printed for this, but I don't think it's needed because they're already good on it. So I had to stop buying printers, run out of space. Yep. I have printers sent to me and I'm always running out of space. So it's like one comes in, possibly two go out, and then two more show up. And I'm just like, it's a never ending battle. It's the downside of being a content creator. So, they're saying August on the website. Yes, they are saying August on the website. But again, understand how logistics work from China. Okay? Even though it says shipping in August, yes, they have until the end of August to ship it. But that means that it's going to be shipped from China. It's going to go on a shipping container, which usually takes about 2 to possibly 3 weeks to get to the United States. Then it's got to go through the customs and the freight forwarder that they chose. to ship this, unless they're going to go through FedEx or UPS, which is it would be insanely expensive. I don't think that's going to happen. So you got to understand. Then there's the logistics company that has their time frame that they can ship stuff. So it could be another month. So trust me, I've dealt with it already on several cases. So, what is the subject tonight? The subject tonight is the TinyMaker right here. See, I wanted to make a unique furniture, but then I seen the filament usage, right? And that was my other problem. Like, okay, that's a good idea, but you need to have buyers for that filament or for that that furniture in order to be like justifiable, in my opinion. So, no, I missed the start. I'll be honest, you didn't really miss much, Patty. Literally just took it out of the box, took it out of its case, put the build plate on, and called it a day. that's really all as it was. It is a really cool little printer though. Downside of being a resin god, right? It's so baby tiny, right? The Giga is 40 to 65 days after it ships. Okay, so that sounds about right. So yeah, if anybody's getting anything from a Kickstarter that's from China, that's going to have a massive backing behind it, expect 60 days from ship date to be in your hands. That's all I'm saying. Like, I look at it this way. I'd love to have the product in my hand right now, but I'm not going to because it's going to be eating away at me. So I'm going to pay it and I'm going to forget about it. And when it shows up, it shows up. That's it. What's my first print going to be? It is, I forgot what we chose. I forgot the name of it already. Goblin. That's what it was. No idea what it is, but we'll see. What size is this? The build volume is 30 by 40 by 54. Insanely small. They said 95% UV Pro. Okay. I'll be honest, I didn't read those specs, so thank you for that. What is the resolution? That is a really good question. I don't think it's anything spectacular. I'm trying to think if I ever saw the resolution. I'm like rolling back to see because it doesn't say on the box here. I mean, obviously I can probably pull it up and see, but I'm sure it's nothing to write home about. Given the size of the screen, I don't want to say it was like 70. Let's see here. Let's go back. The resolution is 240 by 320, so that's all they give you. They actually never gave you a resolution of it, but I'm sure it's disastrous, if anything. Yeah, so they've never really said what it was. At least not on their landing page. They haven't. Yeah. For 140 by 320 Reso 5. Yeah, but I think they're looking for the pixel resolution, like what the microns are. Like, is it 50 microns? It's probably closer to 100 microns, I'm guessing. We'll see how the how it is, but I think there's a way that you can determine what that is, what the resolution is by the pixels. Could be wrong. I thought there was a website that you can do that. What's up? What's up? How's it going? I got here late, so I'm sorry if that has already been said. And how is the user interface? It is super simple, and it's actually very nice for what the size of this thing is. It is a really nice LCD setup. Here, I'll put you guys a little bit closer there, but you can see. I don't want to really get in their camera, but there's the LCD panel right there. Very, very simple. Straightforward. So there's a formula for figuring that out, but I don't know what it is, right? And I'm almost positive I've used that before. This is a tiny printer. Unfortunately, the wash and cure system, yes, it's a 2-in-1. It's the other part. They have delayed that a little bit because there was issues with how the spinner works, I guess. So 0.077 megapixels. So would that be 77 then? So Mini Akuma is back in the reflection. Yes. I see him too. Now he's gone. Now I see him again. Look, he's popping his head out. It's right there. I actually gotta look at the bamboo because I put some glow in the dark filament in there for the first time. Because I'm never gonna use that for anything. So and it clogged it up instantly. So hopefully it's okay and we can get the clog out really, really easily. But so yeah, Rick, thank you for that. So I think we're at, so it says 0.77 megapixels is the thing. So I think that translates to 77 So it's probably more like 75 which is insanely high. But yeah. How was the mini forklift? It was good, but the mini forklift was straining because it was too heavy for the box. So I literally had to take a resin bottle and sit it on top of the forklift so it would stay down because it was picking it up and moving the forklift with it. So it is a resin printer. Yes, it is the tiniest of resin printers. Did chat just die here? What happened? Nope, we're still here. But yeah, if you guys aren't liking and following, go ahead and do that. That would be fantastic. Has it ran out of resin? Nope, there's still some resin in there, but we'll probably do a top off here in a little bit. Did those pellets come with the printer? Yes, they did. Here they are. So this is the bottom, and the printer just sits right here. The USB cable was sitting right inside here. But there you go. Like, you could literally just sit this in here and display it. You just have to do a little cutout for the USB cable. So I showed up on your FYP. Awesome. I'm glad to hear. Well, welcome. I do resin printing and 3D printing in general. Mostly it looks like I do nothing on live streams because, well, sometimes I don't. But yeah, today we're showcasing this little guy, the TinyMaker. So what's the point of the TinyMaker? Absolutely no point whatsoever. Really, there's one point. To have a portable resin printer that you can take anywhere with you. It is absolutely impractical for everything else, but you know what? I'm fine with that. How did the Colorado convention go? It went very well. I was very busy. But yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be like a D-bag or anything. But that's the number one thing everybody asks is like, what's the point of this? There really isn't any point. It's just the fact that it's so cute and so tiny, and you can literally take it everywhere. It runs off of a little battery pack, Like it is insanely portable. So imagine you're sitting down having coffee with a friend and you're making a miniature version of them as you're talking. Like, how cool is that? So you can absolutely make minifigures. So here's a 50 millimeter version of me with a little base, and it's the max volume on this is 54 millimeters. Is it slow compared to newer printers? Yes, because this has older RGB technology in it, so it is about 2 to 3 times slower. And I don't even know if we have a print going, to be honest, because it's hard to check prints. But we can try and see if I can see something in here. I don't think I can. What's the resolution? I think we deem that at 75 megapixels or whatever, 75 I think. I'm just guesstimating. I have not asked them. Can I see your 3D printers? I mean, you can scroll through videos, but I can show off some of them. Like here's a couple of them right here. There's some more down here. There's a printer there. There's some printers right across the way from you guys. Those are some of my big boys. But in total, I have 18 resin printers right here. I'm sorry, 17 resin. No, I'm sorry, 16 resin printers and 2 FDM. The K1 Max and the Bamboo Labs X1 Carbon. So, what's up, Uncle Jesse? How's it going? We're printing away. So I don't know what this file is, but it said it was like some goblin file. But yeah, super simple to unbox, man. Like, really, really cool. I like how everything is going with this so far. It is the TinyMaker. My week has been all right, besides having a cold the last 2 weeks, and it's still with me. But I reached out to one of my fellow TikTokers, Cairo, and got some like Z-Pack stuff that I'm going to start tomorrow. So hopefully that'll kick whatever I have, like this congestion, out of me. So simple, tiny Lego man can do it. Absolutely. It is insanely quiet. All I hear is just a tiny little fan on there. And even if you want to go above and beyond and take that apart and put an even quieter fan in there, be my guest. Be our guest. Be our guest. So this is RGB screen. So it is much, much slower than the printers nowadays. So yours is stuck in New Jersey? Oh, no. Well, they did say that everybody else should be getting it this week. So be fun to see. I chatted with them last night, and that is what they told me, 95%. Not sure if it's printed anywhere. I don't believe it is printed anywhere, but we'll go off of their thoughts on that. So just looking at the site, it looks pretty much all injection molded, the printer. Yes, it is. So it is really, really cool. I just liked everything about this printer. Again, it's totally impractical for everyday use, but it was just like, it's too small and too cute not to say no to it. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to not say no to 5 units. And they were kind enough to send me and a handful of others a review unit. So I am still going to be waiting, just like everybody else, to get my 5 other units. So, but so far this is great. Power-wise, we're on 3 bars. So I hope this holds out. We might have to get some bigger lipstick batteries. I got to find out like what the max build volume is and see how long it's going to take. So I am running it on battery. Yes. Because why not? So for a couple things that'll happen here. A, what happens when we run out of battery? Does it have a power loss recovery? I highly doubt it, because it's just an ESP32, but who knows? They might have programmed it to have it. Highly unlikely, though. I have some really expensive printers that don't even have power loss. In fact, I think I only have one printer that has power loss, to be honest. And it's like a $3,000 printer. So I don't even think my $6,000 resin printer has power loss on it. So how long was the mini Akuma? So this guy took not too long, but we didn't print him on here. He's just overseeing operations. You know, he's making sure that everything's going good. That's all. What's up, Art? How's it going, man? The Cobra has power loss. Well, yeah, FDM printers have power loss. And AnyCubic might have power loss because they use a completely different board than everybody else. AnyCubic resin printers. So the ATMEL chip has been replaced by the ESP32 chip. Really? Okay. Is this a new thing? Because I haven't heard of that. Kuma has been keeping my prints safe. There you go. Your Mono 4K has power loss? Okay. So 119 right now with the wash and cure and shipping in August. I think that's a pretty good deal in my opinion. I wish I could give you guys like affiliate links, but I'll be honest, it's not worth it. So just if you guys are interested in it, go ahead and buy it. Like I said, it was a project that I backed with knowing full well that I could possibly never ever see this product. But I thought it was a cool idea, and so I ran with it. And here we are, 2 years later, and we're finally seeing some products. You may need one. I think everybody should really have one, to be honest. Now, I never specifically said that people should back this project, but I did tell them that I'm backing it, and I think it's a good idea. So it's on their write-up. Oh, okay. I think this one must be an earlier stage then, because I'm pretty sure I saw ESP32 written on the chipset. So maybe the production models will have the ATMEL chip. My mini Akuma is hanging out with my work in my resin printer. I just uploaded the mini Akumas, so if you guys need miniatures, the mini Akumas are now uploaded on Cults 3D as well. I have one with just a base, and then I have one with the base and the 10 Commandments on it. But the chances, unless you do it in a really high resolution on the resin printer, you're not going to read the tablets at all because they're scaled down too much. So a lot of people like the tiny printers for kids to try and see if they like printing. Yeah, I agree. So with this coming to closer terms, let's grab some syringe here. See, told you guys, I always have some syringes. I have like a huge box of them because I use them for mixing pigments. Can I add a crown to it so we can make a chess game? I could try. I don't think that's too hard. You should walk around printing at Murph. I'm definitely going to be bringing it to Murph, and we might be bringing another printer with us to Murph if it comes in time. But we'll discuss that more at a later date. It's a really good deal, which is why I backed it. Plus, it's too cute not to have one. I agree. That is the main reason why I got mine. Is like I know it's absolutely impractical for anything that most people utilize, but how could you say no to this cute little thing? I mean, really. Now I have Elegoo messaging me. What's going on here? It's the ultimate desktop toy that creates its own desktop toys. Yes, exactly. Cannot wait to see it at Murph. Yeah, I'm definitely bringing it. So if you guys do have these, so this is a 10 mil syringe. So actually, I think this vat only holds 10 mil now that I'm looking at it. So I'll get to Elegoo later. I finally am able to do a perfect Fortnite skins, now full skins with every file. Awesome. Yeah, we need a mini Akuma and a mini Ben. That's up to Ben. I can't tell you yes or no on that one. has TinyMaker said anything about certain resins not working well with this? No. If it's a resin printer, everything should work. It's not like FDM. It's all going to depend on your user ability and user settings. I will tell you that if you're using flexible materials and you're using specialty materials, anything beyond the standard ABS, water washable, eco bio resins, whatever, anything that's a specialty resin, metal inside of it, glow in the dark, ceramics, nylon, things like that. Those are going to be what I used to call screen killers, because they're going to shorten the lifespan of the screen, because the problem with RGBs is they have a much shorter lifespan than the LCD printers we have here nowadays. However, I've used an RGB printer and it went for 3 years, which was like unheard of. And I used to use that thing every single day. So I really want to start a makers fair in my area of the UK. Well, there already is one. There is the Smurf, SMRRF. That is usually in December, and I might make my way out there this year. We still have to discuss, me and the wife, but that's a good possibility. So I wasn't going to do resin printing again. Then I saw that, and I had to back it. Then Elegoo sent me the Saturn IV Ultra, right? Let's see here. What kind of speeds do you get with resin? I print with a bed slinger. So all my resin printers are going to be twice as fast as a FDM for the most part. That's going to be 100% true if you do multi-part processing. Like I have a build volume that is 400 millimeters tall. Here, I'll show you. My Akuma, my mini Akuma right here, I think he's 420 millimeters tall. I printed him in 4.5 hours. Yeah, you heard that right. 4.5 hours for this big guy. Okay, but that's my fastest resin printer, to be honest. A normal resin printer, maybe double that, maybe a little bit more. So let's say 10 hours for 400 millimeters. That's a normal resin printer. And you can do it solid, hollow, infill, whatever you want. So infill, I don't really ever suggest. Do it hollow or solid. That's it. So I have done the same print on FDM resin, and resin is 10 times faster. Yes. Do you still think the Bamboo is still a very good printer? Yeah, absolutely. But again, choose yourself, because there's a lot of different printers out there, and some people may or may not like Bamboo. So are Creality resin printers any good? I like Creality resin printers. I think they're very good. That would be 2 days on my FDM, right? Now, is that printed and cured through? 100%. He's got 2 holes up his feet, and I have these little tiny UV LED lights, and you just stick them up there, and they shine all the way up, and then you can pull them back down. Or you can take miniature LEDs and put them all the way up there and do that. What's up, Travis? How's it going, man? Sorry. I'm trying to manage chat all around here. Question, if you don't mind. I recently was given a Saturn III Ultra. Ditch the ACF or keep it? That's up to you. ACF is a little bit better in terms of flexibility for speed. However, the downfall of it is you kind of lose a little bit of detail. So it's really going to be up to you. If you want your detail back, go with NFEP. It should be okay. But you could possibly puncture the FEP a little bit easier over ACF. ACF is a little bit thicker of a FEP film. So, but there's some new stuff coming out called HDF. That's supposed to be the best of both worlds. It's supposed to be like ACF, but you still have the ability to have the details. So thank you for the follow. By the way, if you guys aren't following or liking, go ahead and do that. Share this out. Do whatever you want. If not, I don't care. That's a decent printer, right? It is. Let's see here. It's my second SLA printer, the other being a Mars Far Ultra. I'm an FDM guy. All right, no problem. That's perfectly fine. All right, so let's see if we can try and do this. Get this out of here. I still have the very first photon printer that they bought out. Still has its original screen and still works. Though these days I hardly use it. Yeah, okay, so that's great, but I will say that the original photon was a beast. It was probably the best resin printer for a couple of years there, but it just kept on getting beat on because the Elegoo Mars came out. And the thing is Elegoo could basically throw out printers for the cheapest on the market and still be able to operate. They can do that because of the way that their backing is set up for their financing. So they can literally just corner the market if they really wanted to. Thankfully, they haven't yet, but they can do some real bad stuff with the market. So, Mars 4 Max, I understand. Well, that's fine. In Kent, UK, and to my knowledge, there aren't a Makers Fair. December there's the Sanjay Mortimer Rep Fest. It is in Cambridge. That is the closest one to you. It was a solid machine. 100% agree. I had 5 or 6 of the original photons at one point because I loved them so much more. And I never really liked the Elegoo printers. They were not good for me. So we're gonna try and fill this really quick if we can, just to have a little bit of resin in there. We're gonna wait until it says lifting. Right now it says curing. I'm really curious about the vat clean function. So now it's lifting. I'm going to add in a little bit of resin. And we do have a print. There is a print on there. So we're just going to leave this out. That'll be fine. I got a test unit. I'm still waiting just like everybody else. I have 5 units that I bought. Yes, I said that right. 5 units. I bought one for here, one for work, one to give away, and I have 2 extras. Possibly give one to my son, and then maybe do another giveaway. Who knows? So, Smurf this year will be held in Manchester. I said Cambridge, right? Yeah. Sorry, it's Manchester. You are correct, Nightcore. Thank you for correcting me. It was Manchester, not Cambridge. Well, if you're having to put resin in there, it must be printing something. It is printing something. Yes. I can see it printing. That's the cool thing about this as well, is it has a clear vat. So you can actually see what's printing. It's so great. And now that we have the printer, I have another project that goes very well with this. So when we slice files, okay, obviously the screen is very basic, right? So it's not going to show you what you're printing. However, I have this cool little project here. It's called Fiberpunk. Fiberpunk, one word. And they make kind of like a hypercube. I think that's what they're called. But it utilizes, I think, an ESP32 as well, if I'm not mistaken. And what you do is you can load on the STL file that you are printing, and it will display it on the cube in like a 3D model. It is the coolest like 80s thing I have ever seen. And I bought 2 of these specifically for this printer months ago, and I haven't used it yet, and now is the time to use it because we're going to be doing some time lapses with this, and I want to try and utilize this. So That's cool. So cool. I need one. Everybody needs one, in my opinion. I think everybody should get one of these just for the sheer awesomeness of it. Totally impractical, but just cool to have. Like, hey, I have a resin printer. I just got one, but I'm in the 250-ish range of backers. I think I'm around there, but I could be wrong. I don't even remember what backer number I am. Do you have to fill it with resin as it prints every time? No, you just want to fill it every once in a while. You want to keep an eye on it because the problem with these printers, resin printers in general, is most of the time the vat only holds so much, and I don't know what these test files how much resin they're using. So I can't even gauge to say, all right, the vat holds 10 milliliters of resin, but the file takes 20 milliliters. So that means I'm going to have to add resin somewhere in there. So you will have to do that. And I'm sure somebody down the line will make a drip system for this. It's a very simple system. I mean, I can probably even look into making one because there is a lot of room in the back here to add on stuff. So we could maybe even try and add a miniature heater. I don't know if that's a possibility, but that would be really cool. Is it needed? Probably not for something like this because the screen should be able to heat up the resin and keep it heated for the time being. So, and it is insanely quiet. You do hear a little bit of a fan, but that's about it. Well, if you're having to put, can't get there too far from me. It's funny that you say that, Midnight, because like we always joke about how I drove from here to South Carolina and I drove that and it was 17 hours. That means I drove more than what the UK is. Because I think the UK is like 13 hours from tip to tip, essentially. And it's just funny to say that because that's just like a normal road trip. So, um, but anyway, I get that, over there it's a little different. Driving that distance is kind of far. Here, let me see what backer number is. What backer number I'm at. Kickstarter. There you are. I don't even know if it'll say on Kickstarter. So let's see. Activity. Got that. Got that. TinyMaker. You're a backer. I know I'm a backer. Thank you. Oh, your pledge. There we go. Does it tell me what backer number I am? I think it says in the email, right? Which I don't think I have the email. Whoops. Oh, well. Let's see. Does it have a progress bar? Oh, so it does progress as well. So we have an hour and 13 minutes. So I'll be honest. I'm going to give this another 13 minutes, and then we're gonna call it a day. We'll cut it right off at the hour mark, and I'll keep you guys updated with some short videos on this. You'll see a lot of this stuff on TikTok. For those who are on TikTok, go ahead and check out the Akuma Mods page over on TikTok. Yeah, you guys can see that. Why are you zooming out? Why did you zoom out again? I don't understand what's going on with you. Or can we zoom in? There we go. You gonna stay? You gonna be a good boy? Actually, what time is it? It is, yeah, so we'll be like an hour and a half in. So that should be all right. Let's see here. I'm really curious about the level of detail it will do. The prints they showed were okay. So the reason why the prints that they showed were okay, they were printed in 0.1 millimeter detail. So that is the highest resolution that anybody would really print on a resin printer. So they're not going to be anything spectacular. Now this says that it goes down to 0.05, so a normal resin printer. But I think this print right now that it's doing is at a 0.01. So 1 millimeter layer, essentially. So you're thinking of getting a Saturn II? It's an okay printer. Me personally, I'm not a big fan of Elegoo products. The only one that I think is really worth getting right now is the Jupiter, the original Jupiter, not the Jupiter SE. Because Elegoo essentially took the Jupiter, which was a really solid machine, that was an accident, which is why it's such a different machine compared to any other Elegoo product. And they basically took that and dumbed it down and then made the Jupiter SE. But I'm just not a big fan of them, to be honest. So, what's some of your favorite things about the TinyMaker so far? So packaging, hands down, probably the coolest packaging I've ever seen for any 3D printer ever. Like, you can't beat it. The fact that it runs on battery power is awesome. The the size obviously is really really cool because it's super portable. You could take it anywhere, and the little LCD panel on the front here that tells you all the information, everything that you need to know. I really dig that. So that's some of my like highlighted pieces, and also the fact that it's quiet. Besides the little tiny fan that you can hear, but that's it. You like normally you would hear like some machine movement, like that from time to time on some of these printers. This you don't hear anything. So yeah, the print is sticking to the plate. Yep, I can see it. Oh, and that's another cool thing. Another cool thing that I like about this. It has a super clear vat. So, with that being said, for you people that use water washable, be very, very careful with this machine because water washable has more chemicals in it than regular resin to make it water washable. The downside of that is it tends to eat things. It tends to eat paint. It tends to eat anodizing. It tends to eat bearings. It tends to eat magnets as well. So you got to be very careful with that. And then on top of it, it also likes to eat specific plastics. And the reason why Elegoo stopped making plastic vats is they found that out very quickly because they wanted to start marketing water washable resin at the time. So they got rid of the plastic vats because the vats were starting to break and crack and basically start getting eaten away because of how many extra chemicals are in water washable. Yes, water washable has way more chemicals than regular resin. It is probably worse for you. Uh, put that on a backpack and hang out with Mitch at Murph. I was already kind of talking to Mitch about that, doing that. I think that would be pretty good, but I'd have to I'd have to 3D print like a tube that goes up over the vat, so that way if it splashes around, there's nothing wrong with it. It'll just be fine. So I'm gonna hide it from my wife in the microwave. I want some good durable resin, right? I did not know that. Thanks, Akuma. You are very welcome. Now, I'm not saying that all of them are going to be equal like that, but the majority of the stuff that you get from China are going to be like that. That's just how they are. Um, like Soraya Tech might be a little bit better. I don't know how bad their stuff is, but I know like the Anycubic, the Elegoo, the EPACs, they're all made by the same company, Jamhe. That stuff is not it's not good water washable resin. So Well, one of them is finally here. Yes, this is a test model. I'm still waiting on my 5 units, just like everybody else, but there is one here out in the wild, and we are printing beautifully right now. And it is printing nice, as far as I can tell. It did not come with the wash and cure. First off, this is just a test unit. But also the reason why it didn't come with a wash and cure is they had a hiccup with the the cure part. No, I'm sorry, the wash part. So essentially, the wash and cure looks exactly like this. It's just the same size, maybe even a little bit smaller. Um, but essentially, what had happened is during the product development, they had found out that the turntable wasn't working the way that it was intended to, and the problem is it couldn't do what they wanted to. They couldn't get a turntable to work properly. So right now it is static, which I'm not 100% like against. Just add some extra LEDs. As long as you get LEDs from 4 angles, you're good. You'll be fine. But that's the problem right now. So I don't know if they're still working on possibly having a rotating disc on there for the wash and cure or what. So they were pretty upfront with the wash and cure wouldn't ship with the first units. Yes. But this isn't even the first units. This is just like pre-production. I wouldn't even say they're pre-production units. They're tester units. That's what they are. So, what object is printing? I forgot what it was, but it's one of their test prints. I don't know what it is, to be honest. Some goblin thing. So I have no idea, but we'll see. Let's see. Yeah, liquids and backpack would not be a good mix, right? No guts, no glory. Good movie line. Can you imagine the snail trail though? Right? It would make me very easy to find. Like, why is all this dried resin on the floor? So yeah. But yes, it does exist. It is out here. So let's see. What time are we at? So we're at 1 hour and 4 minutes. So we got 4 minutes before we end the live stream. Okay, so just giving you guys a heads up. And again, we'll post up some updates on this all throughout Facebook, YouTube, YouTube Shorts. We'll do short videos on this, short form content, just to give some updates. We'll even post. I'll post on the group. I say we, as in like third person. I do that all the time. So. Got to head out. Catch you guys later. All right, Chris, you have a good one. Thanks for stopping in and chatting. I'm definitely going to be taking this to work with me tomorrow for sure. This is going to be hysterical. All right, Gaming Midnight. Thanks for stopping in and chatting, and hopefully you enjoyed the stream. Where can you get this printer? You can get it on Indiegogo right now because the Kickstarter has already ended. So it'll be at least August before it starts shipping, even. But yes, it's very good for miniatures. Perfect for miniatures. Can we put this up over here? No. Yes, no. There's no real good way to do this without getting in the way of the stuff here. Thank you for the information. You are very welcome, Billy. I can see it now. Honey, I can't find the resin printer. Have you looked behind the bottles of Coke? But I got something. I got something here to help that. I had just bought it the other day because I'm going to use it for when I go traveling. I have something that can help with that. I have one of these, which is essentially an Android version of an AirTag. And I can put this with that and just, there we go. I will never lose it. I'll know where it's at all times. Is it fast? Absolutely not. It's probably about as fast as an FDM printer. So definitely not fast. So this has older technology on it. It has an RGB screen. So it's about twice as slow as a resin printer that's on the market today. And as I tell everybody, is it worth it? That's completely up to you. Is it practical? Absolutely not. But it's just fun to have. That's exactly what this is. If you want something fun to have and just to wow people, I mean, who wouldn't want this? This is awesome. But you're talking about fast. I am someone who likes to develop fast profiles while still maintaining the good quality that we can get out of them. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to try and make this semi-fast printing, but we'll see how that goes. Once this is done, I got to eject the SD card and see what's on it, see about the profiles, and start testing it. Hopefully by this weekend, I will have a good, fast profile for everybody to utilize it, and hopefully we don't break anything. That's my main concern. So I might make a mini Akuma, my first real print. It just seems right. 100%. I would love that. That would be great. This is $100 with the wash and cure. And you can find it. I think they're on Indiegogo right now, but you can find it on TinyMaker.com. Wondering if someone will make an upgrade screen for it. That would be awesome. It is open source, so it should be able to be utilized very easily. But that would be cool to have a monochrome screen on here. I think that would really, really help this printer out. But I'm not really concerned about it right now. We'll give it some speed and see if it's okay. Because it's got a pretty beefy Z-axis on it for what it is. Like, it may not look like much, but for what the build volume is and how it prints, we can definitely make this way faster. This is definitely a slow profile for sure. So, it's worth it for bragging rights alone. 100%, hands down, worth every penny. So even if you paid $100 for this printer, the fact that you can take this on the go and not have to worry about plugging it in anywhere. If you have a battery bank that is like huge, totally there. You can print away for hours on end. So, like I have the giant one that has like the solar power regen, and that'll work perfect. How am I liking it? I absolutely love it. The packaging is great. If you haven't seen my unboxing video here on TikTok, I do suggest you guys see it. I literally went out and bought myself a mini forklift to bring it out of the box, and it was too good. I was like, this is perfect. My cameraing skills are not the greatest, but it was funny. So, but yeah, I like it so far. You can actually see what you're printing after it gets out of the liquid. You can see like right away if it's good because it has a clear vat on it. Insanely quiet, not fast in any way, shape, or form right now. But I mean, look at it; it's awesome, and this is what's powering it right there. That's my power supply. So took a while to get it out, but it looks like they made good use of the time. 100%. They did right. As long as it took, I'm happy with all of the changes and decisions that they made with it so far. I'm sure somebody will be like, why doesn't it have Wi-Fi? Well, you don't really want Wi-Fi on resin printers. They're not the greatest, so it doesn't work very well. Sometimes things get lost in translation, transport, whatever you want to call it. So I don't personally like to use it too much. That is the cutest little printer I've ever seen, right? I agree, 100%. Oh my god, it's so little. Chase, what's up? How's it going? Yes, I agree. The clear vat is top tier because I always wonder about the first layer, and it comes with a vat cover. So you basically take out the screws and you cover the vat, and it's got a seal on it. So you literally could just take the vat with you. Like I thought that I would have to have a bottle of resin with me at all times. No, I don't have to do that. I could just take this off, wipe it down, call it a day, and start printing. So can you see the little card on the motherboard? Well, there's the SD card right here, and then there's the chipset that's literally right behind the LCD screen. And the chipset does say ESP32 on it. So what's the cost? This is $100 with a wash and cure station. And you can get it on Indiegogo. Here's the link for Indiegogo. Thank you. And it looks like the campaign is still open. There are 202 units remaining at $119. So I'm sorry, it's $120. And I don't know if that includes shipping or not, but okay, so let's say it's $150. That's still not a bad price, in my opinion. So, my bigger printer doesn't even come with a back cover, right? No printer that I've ever owned comes with a vat cover like that. Like it comes with a really crappy plastic one, but nothing that actually seals it. No way, nothing. I've never seen that before. First ever. And it comes on the tiniest of printers. No, the plague with the designers' names like they showed in the Kickstarter. What? No plaque. Oh yeah. So there is a plaque on the right hand side here that says like thank you for doing the Kickstarter, and I didn't even realize there's a little mini LED displaying that as well. It doesn't display it very well, but it does display it. So let me see if I can move this around while let's wait for this to lift up. So right there on the side, it says like basically thanks for backing the Kickstarter project. And I didn't even realize there's a little LED light right there to display that. I didn't even realize that they did that. That's awesome. That's hysterical. Totally overkill, but just hilarious. That's great. Just join. Give me the TDLR. Oh god. So this is the world's smallest resin printer. You can get these for $120 on Indiegogo. Totally impractical, but absolutely fun to have. I highly suggest getting one. I am overjoyed with it so far. Probably my coolest resin printer I own, 100% hands down. I can't wait. So, right, what a nice touch. I did not think that would be something I would see. So it's basically a toy for fun. Absolutely is. So good for a 30 millimeter. Yes, you can print a 50 millimeter character like a mini me, which is available on Cults 3D. Check out Akuma mods on Cults 3D to download your very own Printer Guardian. Did they send you a carrying case? No, they just sent me the printer. So make Lego Space Baby minifigures. You could absolutely make yourself a minifig off of this. 100%. How hard are the settings to get right? That's going to be based from person to person. But now that you mention that, I just realized all of the calibration tests that I have are meant for larger printers. How am I going to calibrate the resin on this? Ooh, that's a That's a tough one. We might have to make a calibration tool. Man, that was a good question. The fact that you can power it on with a battery pack, right? A battery pack. That's what power in this thing right here. What's up, Nubinator? Trial and error. Yeah, I don't really like to do that, but there's got to be a better way. I gotta go back to the drawing board. Unless they provided a test print on this, I don't know how it is. But yeah, this is totally portable. I can take this and just walk outside with it. So this is one of those products you get just to say you have one. 100%. 100% on that. But I didn't even realize the little touch that they added here with the little LED light and basically saying like, hey, this is, thanks for backing this Kickstarter project. What resolution is this? I think we figured out that it was 0.75 resolution, which is not anything spectacular, but, can't really complain. Does it tell you an estimate of how long the print will take? Yes, it does. So this test print said that it was going to take 2 hours and 17 minutes, of which we have 51 minutes left. And we are at 199 layers out of 331. Would be super cool to take to a craft show since it's battery capable, draw people to your table. 100%. How long to print your guy? I don't know. I'll have to. He's going to be next. I'm going to print him. But judging by how Z height is based, I don't know how tall he is. Let me see if I can get a Z estimate off of that really quick. Let's boot this up and see. Oh no, did my Sheet2Box Pro license run out? Oh no. Oh well, we're gonna have to reach out to them and see if they can get me a new license. They can't. They can't. Then we're just using Sheet2Box Pro or Basic from now on. So let's see. Open this. Let's go to 3D objects. 50 millimeter with base. Okay, so let's see how long or how many layers this is. So this is 1,000 layers. So he would be a mini Akuma if I printed him just as is, which I could. His base might get a little bit squished. But if I printed him, if we're doing 2 hours at 331, that would be 4 hours at 600, 6 hours at 900. So like 7 hours to print him. It's a long time. We're definitely going to be checking out speed profiles for this for sure. What was your turnaround time for ordering till you received it? So my units are still coming. This was given to me to do reviews on because that's what I do. I do product reviews for companies. So this was sent to me. So I'm actually getting 6 units in total. 5 have a wash and cure with them, and then there's just this one. So I am still waiting for my actual units, just like you guys. So, should I get it? Do it. Do it. I don't know if you can use Lychee Slicer with it. I can talk with the Lychee team and see if we can add it. The name is TinyMaker. Right here. backwards, I know, but TinyMaker. Printer is doing good. It's really cool because they have this little LED light right here to display like a thank you message for ordering. So, what was their website? TinyMaker.com. All one word, TinyMaker. So, TinyMaker.com. It is so cute, right? What's up, Crystal? What software does it use? I think it uses Shitubox, but I don't know. I have to take out the SD card. Most likely, it's going to be Shitubox. So, does the remaining battery and the power bank suffice for now? The power bank looks quite small, and I'm concerned it might run out of battery. I am concerned that it's going to run out of battery too. Right now, it is down to 1 bar. So if it fails, it fails. There's nothing that I can do. But if it fails, if the battery fails, I mean, that's a good testament to see if it has power recovery. Because I do have a chunky battery here that I usually carry with me for my video recordings and everything. So, yeah, that's what I usually utilize. So we're good. If I need to print again, I'll just take this, slide it underneath here, and call it a day. So what I should do, I should create a wireless. I should see if I can do wireless charging on this. I wonder if I can do that. Or like wireless power on the go because it's such little power. I wonder. Yeah, you can plug it into a USB adapter, but I'm just saying, like, you can portably have this wherever you want. So, it is not 4K. It is far from it. No, it is. I think they said 119 on the website right now for the price. So, busy, tired, getting over COVID. Right? I bought. I reached out to Cairo to get those Z packs, and I'm going to start utilizing that to see if it clears up whatever my congestion is. So, but yeah, you can plug it into an AC adapter. You just got to make sure you got the right one because it does not come with an AC power supply. So you need something that's rated for 5 volts at 2 amps, which you can go to a gas station and find a 5-volt 2 amp charger nowadays. I mean, those are insanely cheap. So, been waiting for over a year. Can't wait to get mine in mid-August. Agreed. I'm still waiting on my 5 units just like everybody else. So, now equip it to a DJI gimbal so you can wear it walking around and keep it from splashing around, right? That is one of my next purchases, is a DJI Osmo 3. I really like that. So, it's tinymaker3d.com. Thank you. So next step is the 4K screen replacement. It would be nice, but I think that's overkill, to be honest. So here I am. I said I was going to cut the live stream here, but screw it. We'll how long are we going here? We're an hour and 54 minutes. We'll be all right. The DJI Osmo 3, you love yours. I hear that from everybody. I did go out today and I bought new glasses. I bought the Ray-Ban Meta glasses, which are really, really cool. So we're going to do some content with that. Right now they're charging because I've been using them all day since I got them. It was insanely hard to find the ones that I wanted because everybody had them sold out. I couldn't order them online. They were a month waiting. And I finally called downtown Chicago on Michigan Avenue, and they were like, yes, we have 1 unit left. And I'm like, oh my God, I'll try and get there. And she's like, would you like me to hold it for you? I'm like, oh, totally, hold it. And so 2 hours later, here I am. I went up there and I bought them. I mean, I had to do some other stuff, but you can cut it with me in here. It's been too long, buddy, right? Oh, you can't cut it. Gotcha. Yeah, I'll let it be for a little bit. I mean, if you guys even want to just stick around, we'll chit chat a little bit. Which ones did I get? I got the Ray-Ban Meta Wayfair in matte black with transition lenses. That was the main thing that I wanted because I didn't want to be the douchebag walking around with sunglasses on all the time, whether I be indoor or outdoor. So yeah, and so I got the transition ones, which apparently like are selling out like hotcakes. Like the first store I went to, they're like, yeah, we sold the last pair yesterday. I called another store last night and they were like, yeah, we just sold it today. And I'm like, damn it. Then everybody else is like, yeah, we don't have them. They're not in stock. We don't even have them in the warehouse. We don't know when we're going to get them again. We're looking at least a month wait. And I was like, oh, man. Then I looked on Amazon and it was like, oh, you can get a pair, but they'll be here on Friday. And I was like, I really would like one now, but if I have to wait, I have to wait. It's not the end of the world. Um, but yeah, then I called a couple places this morning and they all said, yeah, we're sold out. And then I called one last one in downtown Chicago and they were like, yeah, we have one left. What model is on the printer? It is a test model that they put on the printer. It's called Goblin. I don't know what that is or what it is, but we'll see how it is. So I try, but my work schedule makes it super hard. I should be already asleep. Tisk tisk. Two Akumas. What's up, Cookie Cat? How's it going? So you like the print it gives? I have never printed in resin. Well, I like resin printers, but right now this printer is not going to be the greatest to showcase resin. It is meant as a conversation piece, really. That's what this printer is, 100%. So I've never done crowdfunding. Since you have one, this should definitely ship correct. I believe so. I will never tell you to do something that you don't like to do. I was very wary. So let me just tell you in flat out. I backed this project with buying 5 units. So I spent about $600, I think, total. I think it was a little bit less, but let's just call it 600. Okay. Or even if so, for the argument's sake, we'll call it 500. Okay. So I put down $500 2 years ago to get this printer, knowing full well that I could possibly get nothing, that money could just be gone. And thankfully, they're finally coming through. It looks like they're starting to ship things. So I think it's a safe bet to say, yes, you should be okay. But I'm not going to tell you, yes, back this. Do that on your own accord. Why are you following my face? I got to stop moving my hands around. That's the problem. Yeah, no. So, I mean, uh, again, anytime that you back a crowdfunding thing, don't ever think about it that you're going to get something out of it. Don't ever. Think of it as literal throwaway money because that's what you are going into doing. That's what crowdfunding is. So if you go into a crowdfunding thinking you're going to get a product out of it, you've already damaged yourself. You've already damaged your thinking. So we're going to try and turn this back around here once I hope this holds out. We got 37 minutes left. So let's see. Okay, so I should invest in a regular resin printer. That's completely up to you. Um, this is not going to be for everybody. This is literally just going to be for like fun times. To say that I do have one. Like, it's a handheld printer, okay? That's exactly what this is. So if you're looking for a real resin printer to get into resin printing, I wouldn't suggest getting this as your first resin printer unless you want to. But there's, for the same price, you can get something that's far better and even bigger if you want. So, well, I just realized that a 5-volt could run this off of a solar charger. Yep, you absolutely can. This runs off of 5-volt and 2 amps. So you do see a print. Yep, there is a print on there. I want the Tiny. I know everybody wants the Tiny, right? Just wait till they make something like this for people's cars. Well, I mean, there kind of already is stuff like that. I mean, there's a 3D printer that can print a whole car in like a day time. So, what's up, Little Ferris? Long time no see, man. What kind of speed does it print? So, stock settings, it's going to be really, really slow. So, I did see a 3D printed car, the Lamborghini, which was really cool, and I got to sign it. I even have proof that I signed it. It says, Akuma Mods, TikTok, what's up? It is your resin 3D printing god. So right now the speed is very, very slow, but that's with any other every printer on the market has their slow settings. I'm going to definitely change that. I'm going to play with it and see if we can get it printing faster. So, how big does it print? This print only does about 54 millimeter height, so a little bit higher than this guy. Okay, so finger for size, my finger banana for size. Okay, so. Oh, and thanks for the advice. It was a game changer. I don't know what advice I gave, but you're welcome. I'm sorry. I talk to so many people that it's just like in one ear, right out the other. I don't mean that in any bad way. Just take it with a grain of salt. Um, what's up, Chad? How's it going? Instant value increase of the 5K from the sign, right? Hot water wash for support removal. Gotcha. Yeah, that's a good one. It's a cool little tip. I don't use it as often as I probably should because I do have like a nice sink basin that I can use. But yeah, that does help quite a bit. I guess we're going to be on live stream until this ends. We have 34 minutes. I hope that the power. I hope that the power holds up. Can we hold up? We're about to lose some power here. Yeah, it might be. Let's watch it finish together. Hopefully, it does. I'm on one thing of battery. So, is there an on the fly wash and cure that would make this fully portable setup? There is. So this actually comes with a wash and cure, but they did not ship it out with this unit. So Nope, it's not liking this cord. Dang it. Hoping that I can utilize this. Oh, well. So we'll utilize you. Okay, you're powered on. So nice to have some extra stuff around the place. Now the $1 million question is, do I? It's blinking. I don't know if that's going to work, but we're going to see. Right? Who doesn't love this little thing? I hope it finishes. We're running out of battery juice, and I don't think it's charging while we're using it. Right? We're going to learn if it has print protection. I can't charge this while I use it, apparently. Unless this is just this cord is not working. Let's see. Maybe it's just the cord. Oh, I failed it. I failed it. So it does not have print protection. All right. Well, I guess that's the end of the live. So does it work on one of these sticks? No, you need something just a little bit bigger than this. So what? This is an 18650 battery. I think that's inside of here. So yeah, I put a power flux through it and it jammed it up. So oh well. But we can always reprint it. It's not the end of the end of the world. But hey, at least we tested it. So now you guys know it does not have failure detection. Let's pull this out, put it back in. It says hello world. Yeah, so it doesn't have failure protection. First upgrade, fail protection. So I'll be honest, I have one resin printer in my arsenal of printers, and it's like a $3,000 printer that has failure detection on it. So you can still take the print off. I can. I just got to raise the build plate. So give me a second here. So we're gonna go to maintenance. We're gonna move build plate. Oh, thank you so much. So the one thing that I complain about all the time with resin printers is the fact that the software does not have the ability to move the build plate very far in one go. The only one is that one that has failure detection, and that's the X1 Apex Maker X1. This one technically has it, but it's stock. So it has a 10 millimeter raise, but since we're only have a 50 millimeter build volume, it'll raise perfectly fine. So we're going to go ahead and raise this up. That's very slow. Dang, man, that was looking like a cool print, too. The Elegoo Saturn has power loss. Yeah, I think all the newer printers are going to have that. Maybe you can manually lift a build plate. I can. Yep. So you just go into the settings and then you put it in there. I'm going to reprint it right now. I'm just going to let it sit because I want to know what this print looks like because it looks pretty cool, actually. I probably don't even need my gloves on this one. Like this is very, very little of printing. So note to self, if you're doing a two-hour print, an 18650 battery will not work with this. If you're doing an hour print, 100% it will work. So holy shit, I missed the start of this, but I'll have to rewatch it later. Yeah, we'll do some more content with this, but I mean, look at this. This is so cool. So what's cool about this is, like I said, instead of pressure, so like usually you put the build plate on and you turn this knob to tighten it up, and it presses down and pulls it up. Well, this does it differently. It presses down on the build plate, and the build plate even has a locking mechanism on it. So like it's still locked on there. So you got to unscrew it quite a bit to get it off of here and get it all situated. So, all right. So for future, don't overfill the build plate because it can get in the crevice there. Not the end of the world, but it's kind of a terrible drip point. The build plate is nice. It is it's got a nice angle to drip everything off of. So time for a tiny Akuma, right? We could do that, but I actually want to see what it is. I think they showed the Goblin on the Kickstarter page. They might have. It is for an ant. Absolutely is. 100%. Need a drip plate. It's kind of hard to do that. I don't know where I would put one on this, to be honest. Was interested in it. Is it worth the money? For what do they call that? Like for funsies, I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it. But to use as a regular resin printer, I mean, yeah, you can, but it's definitely going to be more for funsies. Oh man, so this is a whole put together. This is actually not too bad. For the resolution that it has and it printing at 0.1, this is actually a pretty dang good print. You could definitely see the layer lines, but I'm color me impressed for what it is. Let me switch you guys around here so you guys can see the print. And I'll show you guys here on the YouTubes. You see the layer lines on it, right? But that's not bad. That's not bad at all. That's a pretty dang good print, man. I got his like bow staff or whatever it is. And you got to think also, like, this is not dialed in any way, shape, or form. So who knows? This might not be a good print. So here, let's can we zoom in here? That's about as good as that zoom is going to get. Are you going to work with me or no? Because I yelled at you. That's why. It's not half bad. Color me impressed by it. Let's see if we could zoom in a little bit here. I know it doesn't focus, right? Where's my autofocus? Should autofocus on it. There we go. That's a little better. You focus up close. Oh no, there you go. So pretty good, man. It's not terrible. I think that's pretty good. So we'll definitely put this back on a right charger and get it going. But that's pretty good for first concept, whatever you want to call it. So it's trying, you're right. Stay on target. Stay on target. I'll be honest, it's a new camera and it's meant more or less for like Regular focus. Oh, you know what? Here, let's switch over. Let's go to my fancy camera. Let's go to that. This will focus for you guys. This one will definitely do it. There you go. Come on, focus. I don't think there's enough light in here. Come on. You're usually pretty good. Why aren't you focusing? Oh, no, I'm just out of focal range. It's too damn small to focus on. Dang it. Even this is not going to work. All right, so here we have the other camera here. There we go. Okay, so it's actually not that bad. It's not that bad for what the printer is all about. I can't really complain for it. So, right, we do. You know what? I do have a macro lens. The problem is my lighting in this area is trash. That's the problem. But I do have a macro lens. So here, I'll show you guys. Oh God, we're at 2%. We're gonna be losing you guys here in a quick second on this secondary. Nope, it's not gonna work. Not gonna work the way I want it to. It's just Streamlabs doesn't work with the way that setup is, unfortunately. But we'll get some close ups of it. The layer lines are barely visible. They are, but they are there. You can see them. For a printer this small, we do need a macro lens. Absolutely. That's actually pretty good. Oh, and now Goblin Arch makes sense. Yes. Post processing that small will be interesting. No, it'll be all right. It's miniatures. So, what's up, Cairo? How's it going? You want one now? How are you, brother? I had to come see my mortal enemy. What's up, Alan? But yeah, I think that's pretty much where we're gonna leave it, which is perfectly fine. So, perfect for minis. Can make all the green army men. Absolutely, you can. Super fast prints, at least. Yeah, we'll get to it. Was interested in it. Is it worth the money? Depending on what you want it for. But yeah, I think we're gonna leave it right there. We're gonna scrape this off the build plate. We're gonna put this on a better charger and yeah, see if we could get it printing again. But that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the live stream. See, can we do this? Or are you gonna play nice with me? No. Nope. You're not playing nice with me. There we go. Nope, not doing it. I'm doing the L. Thanks for showing it to us. Anytime. Good to see you, brother. Can't wait to see what you do with this in the printer settings. Thank you guys. I will probably be on TikTok later, so I thank you all for stopping in and chit chatting. Till next time, happy printing. All right, fellow peeps, let's get this all situated. Definitely have to work on this camera setup here a little bit more. I thought this camera would work a little bit better, but it obviously wasn't working very well. So let's go back to the better camera. There we go. That's much better. I've been using it. I've been a Prusa FDM guy, but I wanted to ask if you think this will work with any resin. This will be my first resin printer. You talking about the TinyMaker? Or are you talking about you're getting a Prusa resin printer? I'm not understanding what you're talking. What you saying? Yes to what? Are you talking about the TinyMaker? Or are you talking about a Prusa resin printer? Say Prusa or TinyMaker. Nope, I pre-ordered the TinyMaker. Okay. So if it's your first resin printer, I'm just going to tell you right now, it's not going to be anything spectacular. It is meant to be a conversation piece. So it's not going to be anything substantial like these printers can print, stuff like that. But it will still print better prints than most FDM printers will. But the problem is your build volume is literally this big. Okay. So like 30 by 40 by 50, I think it was, or something like that. It's very, very small, compact. But yeah, it's definitely a cool printer to learn on. It'll definitely dip your feet right into the world of miniatures. So if that's what you're looking for, okay, that's a good thing. But that might be a little bit over your head, but it's not hard to learn. Resin printing is very, very basic. You take the print off, you drip off as much resin as you possibly can, and then you wash it, and then you cure it. So you remove support somewhere in between there, depending on what you want. Some people wash, cure, and then they remove supports. I take it off the build plate, remove supports, wash it, then cure it. That's how I do it. So yeah, that's you just have to learn your processes. That's really the biggest problem with resin printing is your processing afterwards. So, but I'm always here. You can always reach out. I'm on all the social medias. You can reach me here on YouTube. You can reach me on Facebook, mostly is where I'm at. I know I'm an older gen guy, so that's where I normally hang out. But yeah, you can pretty much reach me anywhere. Just at me somewhere. Even on Twitter if you want. I'm literally everywhere. Even on some Discords, but I don't usually hang around there unless you tag me. So anyway, for sure, I figured I would learn on it before investing in a bigger one. Fair enough. That's a good point. Matt, I'm looking to get a large format resin printer. What's your thought on the Frozen Sonic Mega? Hands down, this is probably my best, largest resin printer out here. It has been a beast since day one. I've replaced the screen once, and that was not necessarily needed, but it was. So when I first got this printer, 3 years ago, I think it was now, I damaged the screen doing speed settings, and I used it for like a year and a half, damaged screen. Like I put a dent in the front left here, and I just kind of worked around it. So I would just have to keep replacing FAP after FAP after FAP, and I wasn't worried about it. But then it just got to the point where I was just starting to get annoyed with it. So I was like, hey, can you guys send me a new screen? You guys knew I damaged this thing long ago. would you be able to send it? And they sent it to me free and clear. So I thank them. They are kind of my sponsor, so I may be a little bit more biased on frozen products, but you barely hear me talk about it. I'll be honest, but that's because it's hard. It's a hard sell for frozen because it's hard to sell. Like take for the mighty 8K and the Saturn. They both print. They both do their job. They have a similar build volume, but the frozen is $200 more than the Elegoo. So it's a hard sell to say this is a better printer, but it does the same thing that the Saturn does. It's hard to sell that, you know. It's kind of like a car, you know. Yeah, there's a better car. They both drive from point A to point B, but there are certain little things that make it a slightly better experience, in my opinion. So anyway, for large format, hands down, this is worth every penny. And in fact, they just started making the version 2 for the Sonic Mega. So that is pre-ordered right now, and it should be shipping this month. What is added on from the Mega? They added on all the speed stuff from the Mega 8KS, so it is twice as fast than this printer is. It has dual air filtration systems, and I think it has an auto refill on it as well. And it's for the same price of what this originally was. So, seeing the new $399 Elegoo Saturn, I'm almost at the tipping point of getting a resin printer. I see what you did there. It was a good one. I like that. I like that. My personal opinion on Elegoo is I don't like them. That's just my 2 cents. I've had bad experiences with all of my Elegoos. Up into the Saturn 2. I'm sure once I get to the Saturn 3, I'll probably have a similar experience, but they've been just okay. So I've never been a big fan of them. The Elegoo Saturn was an absolute worst business decision I've ever made. I bought like 10 of them at one point, and they were all terrible. They all needed parts after the first couple months of printing. Like, I've never had a printer like that, ever, to this day. So, yeah, I just left a bad taste in my mouth. Elegoo makes really cheap printers for, you know, a good price, and that's the problem. They're kind of like the Hyundai and Kia of the resin printing world. Polish a turd, it's still a turd, in my opinion. And yes, that is my true opinion on that. You know, they look really nice. They get you from point A to point B, but when it comes down to brass taxes, they use really cheap parts. They're really crappy, and that's why their customer service is number one, because they focus more on that. So, but again, leave it be. I think you guys, I think, you know, a lot of people like the Elegoo products. That's fine. Just not for me. I need something more reliable, in my opinion. I have a Saturn 2 now, but I want something with a larger build volume. So if you want to go a little bit better, there is the Uniformation GK2, but I think that's a similar build volume to that. But if you want to go big, hands down, the Mega 8K, you won't regret it. The only big hiccup with the Mega is it has a perforated build plate. So you can't print flat on the build plate with anything, really. Unless you're okay with sand and stuff. But you always have to support it, and you don't even need a raft. You need to support everything. That's all. Not the end of the world. I don't really have a big problem with the perforated build volume. A lot of people do, but I think it's just fine. It helps in the longevity of the screen, because I can tell you that Apex Maker is about the similar build volume, and it has a solid plate, and I've already replaced the screen on that once, and it had less than 50 hours on it because of the compression on it. So that's one of the reasons why perforated plates are better on larger printers, because of the compression. Unless you're like the microwave in the back here that has the a laser system, that's completely different, because the compression is less needed than LCD. But anyway, that's pretty much it, guys. If you guys are interested in the TinyMaker, TinyMaker3D.com, you guys can go ahead and purchase that for $120. I do not know if that's shipping included, so let's call it $150 with shipping. And that does come with a wash and cure, at least it should. And yeah, I think it's a really cool printer. Definitely not really meant for like your first time printer. Can you get it? Yeah, but I don't really suggest it. It's more or less for a conversation piece. That's all it is. So yeah, I want to go big. I don't know if you saw the pictures on Twitter of the Tri-Wizard cups. Yep, I saw those. I've had to slice the chalice and stern in half to print them on the Saturn. Yeah, so actually, that's funny that you mentioned that because somebody designed another another trophy around that trophy, and I printed that entire trophy in one go on that printer, the whole thing. So it's all about how you orientate things, but I got it all in one go. So, but yeah, I've had to slice and restart half Saturn 2, and they halves don't quite match up perfectly. So that's another thing you got to worry about with the lower quality printers is how things are set up on that. So I would love to have printed them in one piece. Understandable. That would definitely do it for sure. So, but yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. I got to go walk the puppers, and I'll probably be on live streams on TikTok. If you guys are on TikTok, you can join me over there. But I thank you all for stopping around and chit-chatting. And yeah, if you guys aren't following, go ahead and hit the follow button, share it out, like the stream, whatever it is. The more the merrier, but I'm not really forcing you guys to. I just like you to. So with that, I'm going to leave you at that. Till next time, guys, happy printing.